This is the All About Hearing series from the Early Years Project. We use QR codes to direct you to different resources within our videos. In order to use a QR code, pause the video when it appears and then on a different device, open the camera and point it at the QR code like you're taking a picture. A link will pop up, either tap or hold it to be brought to the resource. If that doesn't work, try holding your device steady or get closer to the screen. If you want or need to access a QR code from a screenshot, take a screenshot when the QR code appears in the video. And then later on, you can open your device's photo gallery and find that screenshot. Again, either tap or hold it to be brought to the resource. The role of hearing in development. Hearing plays an important role in a child's overall development, particularly in communication, language, cognitive, and social emotional growth. Understanding how the ear works can help support a child's development in areas like language acquisition, social interaction, safety awareness, and overall well-being. Communication. Early listening experiences play a big role in how communication skills develop, with kids quickly boosting their vocabulary and sentence difficulty between the ages of 2 and 4 years old. This growth really depends on what they hear, showing just how important listening is for early language development. Social and emotional. Hearing plays an important role in social and emotional growth. Kids with typical hearing can easily join in conversations, play, and take part in group activities, all of which are really important for building social skills and emotional intelligence. Cognitive. Auditory input plays an important role in brain development, and it lays the groundwork for how it works over a lifetime. If there isn't enough auditory input, it can impact with memory, attention span, and the ability to process sounds. Hearing developmental milestones. Milestone expectations vary among medical professionals, school systems, and early education providers. The following list compiles guidelines from multiple national organizations and is used throughout the Early Years Project. Please continue to use the milestone expectations most relevant to you and your organization. Check out our introduction video, which is called Hearing in the Early Years, an overview of sensory development, to see ear anatomy and function explained. This QR code will take you to the section of the Early Years Project where that video is located. Specific milestones are reviewed in that introduction video, but you can also go to our handout on our website, and this is printer friendly, by scanning this QR code and look for the handout entitled Hearing Developmental Milestones. Lastly, these milestones serve only as a guide. If you have a trusted source that you use for child development, please continue to use that, such as your child's pediatrician or therapist. Here are a couple of popular and reputable sources for early childhood developmental milestones that are trusted by professionals and families. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, and the American Academy of Pediatrics, the AAP. Their website, which you can access through this QR code here, healthychildren.org, has so many milestones as well as a lot of other great information for parents and caregivers about health issues, safety, and information on things like formula, potty training, car seats, fitness, puberty, and the list really goes on and on. It can be really hard to tell if a baby or young child has something else going on by monitoring milestones alone. It's a really simple concept, but I think giving an example of that makes it easier to remember. So let's walk through a situation that parents and caregivers can relate to. Imagine that you're at the park with your toddler and they see a cat and they excitedly point at it and say, "Ah!" You recognize that every time they see a cat, they make that same sound, ah. The ah equals cat. Situations like this start to happen between 12 and 18 months of age, though it can vary from child to child. A few months later, as their speech develops, they start saying at or ad instead of ah. So now that sound equals cat. Eventually, with more practice and exposure to the correct word, they'll add the missing k sound and say cat. This gradual progression shows how toddlers refine their speech over time. Parents and caregivers can encourage this by repeating words clearly and celebrating every new attempt. The toddler's response to seeing a cat illustrates pretty normal language and oral motor skill development. By age 2, most toddlers will be able to say a mixture of consonants and vowels in two-word phrases. Like I said, this is a great example of typical development. Here is the problem. If you feel that your toddler should be saying the whole word cat and is not, is it a speech issue or is it a hearing issue? Are they not saying the word correctly because they have not mastered the oral movements needed, or are they not hearing the k in the word cat? The C sound k and the T sound t are both very quiet because that sound is created by air movement and no voice. This map here, the phonemic map of the human mouth, shows a really good illustration on where the different sounds are made. Maybe you notice that your child has difficulty with a particular group of sounds, like these ones shown in the picture. So each different color shows the different area that that sound is made. Knowing your child and understanding developmental milestones can help you recognize potential areas of concern. Follow your instincts because you know your child the best. One of the most important things for families to know after a child is diagnosed with a hearing loss is that you are not alone. In Illinois, you can connect with free, caring, parent to parent support through our Illinois Hands and Voices Guide by Your Side GBYS program. These are parents who have walked a similar path and are here to support, listen, and guide you. If you have any concerns about your child's development, consider reaching out to your pediatrician, audiologist, early intervention specialist, or a developmental pediatrician for support and guidance. Even if your child passes a hearing screening, it doesn't guarantee perfect hearing for life. It's still important to keep an eye on developmental milestones and speak up if new concerns arise. Early action makes a big difference. The Early Years Project is brought to you by Illinois Early Hearing Detection and Intervention Program, or EDI, and Illinois Hands and Voices Guide by Your Side. Please take a moment to take our survey. Thank you for watching.